There, now I am. But I'm really excited today to talk about these things. Molly and I are holding a Facebook page called the Holistic Living Collective, and we are streaming this on that page. But for those watching the recording, we're really trying to bring like-minded people together, people who are interested in helping the environment and helping each other, looking at just living and health and nutrition from a holistic standpoint, and really excited to be talking about this topic today. I remember Molly telling me about green cleaning in like September, and like talking about how during January we wanted to bring this idea forward and really dive into this topic. So I'm excited to share that with you guys today. I can go ahead and share my screen, speaking of which, so that you're not just looking at me. Okay, here it is. So, oh, actually, I want to do presenter mode so I can have my notes here. Here we go. Okay, can you guys see this screen all right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, you're minimized. I don't know if
Sorry, I was giving you a thumbs up, but you couldn't see me.
Okay, so today we're going to go through what is green cleaning and why is this important. Then we're going to talk about the term greenwashing, which I actually learned about when preparing for this, and I want to highlight this because this is just good information to know. We're going to talk about how you can make educated decisions and trust products and labels that you read. And then we'll end it off with some information about how you can make your own cleaning products, and then you can know exactly what's in them. You'll know that they're safe for you and for your family. Yeah, so let's dive right in. So what is green cleaning and why is this important? Green cleaning can have a lot of different definitions, but the main goal of green cleaning is to use cleaning solutions and methods that keep us and our environment healthy. So green cleaning can fall under the umbrella of using a product or cleaning your home in a way that is toxic free and chemical free, but also in a way that reduces waste. So I wanted to highlight that specifically because green could mean that, or green cleaning, I should say, could mean that they're using, plastic free or something like that in a way that's reducing waste. So 8 reasons that this is important. So the first one is that it makes your home safer. So small children and pets are especially vulnerable because of their size. Their exposure is greater than what it would be to adults. The next one is that it protects your health. So many of the hazardous chemicals in conventional products are often carcinogens, neurogens, endocrine disruptors, and you can have symptoms like coughing or sneezing. You could even get rashes or headaches. And then once you stop using those chemicals, then you might not notice it, but those like symptoms tend to go away if you really pay attention. And then one that we kind of talked about in a previous month was about your indoor air quality and like the toxins in your home. And it's said that your cleaning products contribute to making inside your home, the air more pollute. There can be a higher pollution indoors than outdoors because of that, which is crazy because you think like, oh, I'm cleaning this and making it better, but you're really not. The next one is that it helps your environment. So those biodegradable, non-toxic, saving some money. So DIY, you can make like buying oils and using just a few amounts of drops in your products go a long way, but you also don't have to use as many products. So for example, if you make a sink cleaner, you can use that sink cleaner in your bathroom, you can use it in your kitchen, you can use it in your shower and on your toilet. So your products, you don't have to have like one for your toilet, one for your sink, one for your shower. You can kind of use them all for a variety, an all purpose, if you could say that. make it easier. That ties also into the like one product can have a lot of purposes. Giving back to your community. This is one that was really interesting when I was reading about researching for this, because a lot of green cleaning product manufacturers take social responsibility very seriously. And they often give a portion of their profits to organizations that further social, environmental, and educational changes. So purchasing products from these companies also means that you're giving back either into your community, or whether, you know, that product is a global product or a local product. And then the last one, you know, just knowing what's in your products. The US government does not require cleaning manufacturers to write out their ingredients. And a lot of green cleaning manufacturers have made it a policy to be fully transparent, which I thought was also really interesting too. So this screen, especially if you're watching the recording, I encourage you to pause and take a screenshot of these chemicals that are listed here. I have a bunch of information listed out, and I'll read some of it here, but just to preface each of these chemicals, there's a lot of research that you can do on each one, and it might be a good idea if you're trying to look for labels and, you know, things that you've already purchased, maybe in your home, you know, you go under the sink and pull out some of your stuff and see if it has these chemicals in it. Keep in mind that they're not legally required to write out whether or not these chemicals are listed. But if you see something that is listed on this screen here, it might be worth considering to just never buy that product again, or to be conscious about how much of it you're using, or washing your hands after use. So the first one that is really important, and I'm probably going to butcher how you say all of these, but phthalates. So this is a lot of what gives it the scent or fragrance. So a lot of times you're just going to see the word fragrance on the ingredients on the label, and there's a good chance that a phthalates is present. So this is going to be in products like your air fresheners, dish soap, and even like the scented toilet paper totally has this on it. The risk for this is that it's an endocrine disruptor. So men with higher phthalates compounds found in their blood correspondingly had reduced sperm counts. And although they occur through inhaling it, a lot of it happens also in like scented soaps. So something to consider. The next one here is a perchloroethylene, or PERC. This is going to be in your dry cleaning solutions, spot removers. It's a neurotoxin that's also been classified as a possible carcinogen, and people who live above like a dry cleaning building have reported dizziness, loss of coordination, and that's going to be due to this specific chemical that's in a lot of dry cleaning stuff. Let's see, what's another one? I want to highlight the ones that were really shocking to me. So I guess I'll just do the next one actually, because this one is going to be listed inside of dishwashing soaps and hand soaps that are labeled antibacterial. So triclosan is an aggressive antibacterial agent, but it promotes the growth of drug-resistant bacteria. So the American Medical Association found that there's actually no evidence that these antimicrobials actually make us healthier or safer, but they're particularly concerned because if we overuse antibacterial chemicals like this, then your body starts to develop a resistance against antibiotics that we actually do need. So were you going to say something?
Jess, is that like is that like what's in hand sanitizer?
Hand sanitizer, at least, gosh, I've been using my like doTERRA hand sanitizer. I'd have to look at the hand sanitizers to see if that's what it is, but my brain automatically goes to those like dollar soaps at Kroger that say antibacterial on them, and like a lot of people will immediately go for those hand soaps that say that like kill 99% of bacteria. because, you think, oh, I'm washing my hands. I want to get all the bad bacteria off my hands. But, overusing that, and I'm sure it can be said for hand sanitizers as well. I'm just not sure if it's triclosan, that's the lead chemical in hand sanitizers, but definitely something to look for and to be aware of. Let's see. What else is in here? It's really interesting that I thought I would share with you guys. Oh, okay. So I'm going to skip down to the 2-butyl one. This is the ingredient in your window cleaner, Shout or whatever, that has that characteristically sweet smell. So this is because it is, I forget what it is, but there's something about the like streak of this chemical that helps it so that it like doesn't leave a streak when you like wipe. And that unfortunately can cause severe liver and kidney damage. So, yeah, that was a big one. And you'll know if it's got that in it by its sweet smell. And I definitely know what that smells like. I've used Windex for ever, and I know exactly what that smells like.
Hey, Jess,
Yeah.
I just quickly pulled up what products carry triglycerin in it.
Mm-hmm.
Pet shampoo, antibacterial hand gel from Bath and Body Works, Clean and Smooth liquid soap, Claricel face wash, Colgate toothpaste, that's great, Dawn dishwashing liquid, Dial body soap, and Edge shave cream. That's just a few.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking of the Dial because I know that one's like one of the cheaper ones at the grocery store.
Gosh.
Yeah. And I'll give you guys, the next slide here, we're going to go in, a couple slides down, we're going to go into like how you can look for labels and, because, we talk about how this doesn't have to necessarily be listed in order for it to be included, which is crazy. But yeah, so ammonia and chlorine, sodium hydroxide are all other common things that can give you health risks and disrupt things in your body. And I wanted to point out that ammonia mixed with bleach creates a poisonous gas. So I know, like, in my family, we just had like an ammonia bleach bottle, and I never even thought twice about it. And yeah, especially when those two chemicals are mixed together, that one creates a poisonous gas, which is very crazy to think about. So just to kind of drive this point home, I grabbed 3 commonly used household items that potentially contain harmful chemicals in them. So the first one is magic erasers, which if you've ever used a magic eraser, it is amazing, but like there has to be some sort of chemical in it to make it that way, right? And I don't necessarily think, and in general, when you consider green cleaning and cleaning products and stuff like that, it can be really overwhelming to just like run around your house and think to yourself, every single product I have is bad for me. And maybe the dry erasers are one you don't want to part with. Just make sure that you wear gloves, because the thing about the dry erasers is not necessarily the chemical that's on it that's used to help clean, but what the sponge is made out of, because the sponge kind of like, if you use it for a while, it starts to get smaller, which it's like, where is it going? But it's actually made out of a formaldehyde. So yeah, that can be, and it's been labeled by the National Cancer Institute as a carcinogen. The next one in here, I know Molly and I spoke a lot about, and Molly actually was the one that taught me this, that dryer sheets are like super toxic, one of the most toxic products in a lot of people's homes. And I did a little bit of digging into this one. So I wrote down here, dryer sheets are designed to coat your laundry with a layer of chemicals that help soften your fabrics. However, these very same chemicals are not water soluble and stick to the fabric for a long time. So benzoyl acetate, for example, is one common chemical found in dryer sheets, and it's highly combustible, and exposure to it can cause dizziness and drowsiness. One study even linked the chemical to a carcinogen activity that was found in rats. So instead, you know, what I do, and what I actually learned from my mom, is you can get dryer balls, like wool balls, and they're like not that expensive, and you can put essential oil directly on the dryer balls, and you can give it your clothes whatever scent you want. So that is obviously not going to put chemicals on your clothes, and it might not give you that like smack you in the face fresh air smell that you might be used to, but you know, at what cost does that really come with? And then I wrote down conventional hand soaps here just because I wanted to really drive that point home that we just spoke about, how, you know, there's hidden chemicals in your hand soaps, and, you know, chemicals that are antibacterial, chemicals that include sulfates, parabens, and just you gotta keep in mind that your skin absorbs all that stuff and it goes directly into your body, and it's just something that you really, you know, rather than buying the 69-cent soap or dollar soap, just a dollar or two more, and it can really be good for you to make that change. So greenwashing is a term that I recently learned about, and essentially this idea is that companies are using vague marketing terms such as like eco-friendly or natural, and they really don't have a whole lot of meaning. They're just marketing terms to, because they are, you know, people are starting to become more aware of these chemicals and their exposures, and wanting to look at the aisle and say, what are my options? Oh, that one says it's green, so it must be good. But to really fully evaluate the product, you know, you really need to look at the ingredients, but then it's hard because companies don't always fully disclose those ingredients. And even if they did disclose all the ingredients, you'd have to have screenshotted my previous slide and or written it down somewhere and reference or memorize them. And it's just, you have to have a lot of information in order to make educated decisions. So my recommendation is to look at third-party data by looking for these certifications. So I put down 3 different certifications here, and this might be another opportunity for you to pause or screenshot this slide if you can. I put little clip arts in there of the logos you're looking for. And we're going to start with the Green Seal. So Green Seal, this was the original cleansing certification. It's been used since 1989. And this includes evaluation of the entire life cycle of the product and making sure that it meets independent and international standards. So that's not just like, oh, let's make the product and get it into people's hands, make sure their homes are safe, but also let's make sure that when they throw it away, that the environment's safe. So that's a really good one to look for. The next one is Safer Choice. This one is by the EPA. It's their own certification, and their rule is that they only contain the safest possible ingredients. So not as much focused on the environment there, but I've definitely seen that listed on some like local products here in the area, at least where I live in California. And then this last one, this one's really cool. So Eco Logo is a certification issued by Underwriters Laboratory, a company with over 100 years experience in developing safety standards. These standards set metrics for a wide variety of criteria in a bunch of different categories. And if you go to their website, they have a little search bar and you can type in the product that you're looking for or that you want to know about. And then they give it a grade on a like A to F scale. So A, B, C, D. And it'll tell you information about materials, energy, manufacturing and operations, health and environment, product performance use even, which is really cool. Like, does it actually even work? And that one, I thought that was a really cool eco logo. And I might even post the website to that one in the comments of this video, because I really thought that their website was well done, and the ABCD scale and the information they included was just laid out easy for you to read and digest. And I think that it makes it so much easier than having to make those judgment calls for yourself. Okay, so all that being said, I wanted to make sure that you guys didn't feel the need to only do DIY because it is so convenient to pick up, soap and cleaning products from the grocery store. And I wanted to make sure that we talk about how, what to look for, what to avoid, and that so you can make your own decisions. But one awesome thing about DIY is that you know what's in it. You don't have to read that. You don't have to do the research. And initially, it might seem like an overhaul to get yourself to buy ingredients for this and to, spend the time making things. But what I found in the end is it's actually kind of fun. I thought it was kind of fun. So the key ingredient in a lot of the recipes that I have on the next slide here are going to be with essential oils. So one cool thing about essential oils, of course, is that they're natural and safe to use around your family when used appropriately, and when you have oils that are FDA approved and safe. So essential oils are extracted from plant parts and they're carefully curated to preserve potent properties of the oil. So potent properties as in properties that are actually good for cleaning. So those natural chemical components found in the oil are the ones that are going to provide you cleansing and purifying power versus like the chemicals that you find in Dial, hand soap, or whatever. Okay, the last time I'm going to tell you to screenshot this page, but seriously consider screenshotting this page because I found some really cool ideas for DIY. And then I also kind of like added a clip art. I know it's a lot of text on one screen, but the orange box listed here has got some essential oils that specifically have chemical components that will help you with your cleaning. And I have a really awesome, well put together doTERRA guide that I can share with those who are interested that really break down the chemical components of specific oils. And I know one on there that was really informative is lemon, because that one's used a lot in cleaning, and some cleaning is like internal, like bodily cleaning, and you want to make sure that you're in this topic for household cleansing, that you're using oils that are more for household cleansing, because essential oils have so many different components and chemical makeups that could really be used for so many different things. So it can be a little hard to read about the differences between like surface cleaning and like in your body cleaning. So I listed doTERRA very neatly put together this cute little graphic. So I just screenshotted and put it in the orange in the corner there. But when you look at this, one that I thought was really interesting, and also I was going to show, Molly made me this lovely cleaner, and it's got essential oils in it like lemon and island mint, On Guard, and then white vinegar and water. So it's really not over the top for what you would expect to put in there. And it's only a few drops of each oil, right? Like it'll, you buy a bottle of the oil, it lasts so long and it smells really good and it's good for you and for your family. So that one's got the vinegar in it, but a lot of other cleansers or cleaning products like this one here. This first one is a sink cleanser, and it's just baking soda and essential oil. You rinse out the sink with hot water, sprinkle your combination into the sink, and then when you mix baking soda with some sort of liquid, it like activates the baking soda and it becomes fizzy. So for this recipe here, they say to use vinegar, and that'll activate the baking soda. And then once the fizz settles, you can scrub that with a damp sponge or cloth. Personally, don't really use sponges just because I'm like afraid of harvesting bacteria. But So I would use like a cloth, and then I just keep a laundry basket in the hall closet. And anytime we have like a dirty rag, I just throw it in that laundry basket so that I always have a basket for all of our rags. Another one that I thought was really interesting here is the bathroom mildew remover. I'm gonna have to try this because this says that you just put water and then tea tree and lavender together and spray it on the mildew. And here in Northern California, it's been raining off and on for like 2 months. And it when the sun comes out, it doesn't really dry up everything. So they say to just spray this on the troubled spots, and then the oils will break down the mildew and you don't actually have to wipe it down. So I'm gonna have to try this because I think I have a little bit of mildew growing like in the back top corner of my shower. So I'm gonna have to try this one out. Molly, I know that you were interested when I was showing you this presentation about the soap nuts, and I've actually never heard of that before either, but this is really interesting because I guess you can get Chinese soap berry. It's like a fruit, it's a dried fruit, and it's something that you can put in a cotton sack in your washing machine instead of laundry soap. So I thought that was really cool because it's supposed to be like not like sudsy or bubbly or anything like that, but it's supposed to clean your clothes. And I thought that was really interesting. But I also have another like doTERRA cleansing DIY book that I was reading through today because I was reading about helichrysum, and I wanted to know like different recipes and stuff. And the whole back of my Modern Essentials book is DIY recipes. And I kind of forgot that was even in there. Actually, I have it right here. So if you are interested in more, this book has so many good ones in the back, whether it's from, how to make your own deodorant or how to clean your shower. There's all kinds of really good ones. And I think the point here is just that you can use the same oils and just a few different ingredients for so many different things. You don't have to worry about whether or not it's got the word fragrance listed on the bottle and can impact, your kidneys. You don't have to worry about that sweet smell if you're going to inhale it and if it's going to be bad for your lungs or make you dizzy. You don't have to worry about if they're hiding something and just not disclosing ingredients on the bottle. And I know a lot of people really enjoy the strong sense of cleaners and the really nice, lovely aroma that you get when you use those cleaners, but it's just not worth it in the end. Like if you really want your clothes to smell super delicious, make a little rice sachet, put some oil on it, stick it in your closet, stick it in your underwear drawer, and that's going to be just as good as using a dryer sheet or some sort of, and you're not going to have to worry about all the plastic and all the tubs of things that you buy for your laundry, or these bottles are glass and you just refill them. It does have a plastic head on it, but I mean, it's reusable over and over again. I bought this hand sanitizer. I was able to refill this with isopropyl alcohol, just a few drops of oil. I put some vitamin E in it for my hands so that they don't get all cracked and dry, because I do use a lot of this. I mean, I use this every time I leave the house. And then I know like my husband likes making his own stuff with oils. There's just so many different things you can do with oils, and it really is worth it to consider just learning about it. I have a whole slide here if anyone is interested. This is where I got all the information for these slides and these presentations. There's lots of good studies out there on which kind of chemical. I know it's hard because it's like, okay, well, I have to look for these chemicals in my shampoo and these chemicals in my hand soap, but it really is worth it to consider doing that for your family and for the environment. really is.
Jess, can I say something about it?
Yeah, definitely.
I have a dear sister, Valerie, who has now gone through her second round of leukemia. So she was diagnosed with leukemia a couple of years ago, and probably in the 365 days of the year, she spent 200 of them at the Huntsman Cancer Center. And it was very tough. And she received a bone marrow transplant and had about 6 good months, and then it returned. But she's a nurse, and she totally believes that it was the chemicals that she used on her small farm that have caused these issues. So it impacts us, you know, maybe not to that extent, but this buildup of things within our body. So if there's anything that we can do. So the couple that I just love to use, and I do it all the time, is I grab my wild orange. And if I've got something sticky, I just rub a little wild orange. Or I love those little magic erasers. I really have used those, and thanks for the heads up. But wild orange will take off the black marks that I use that eraser for. So I can use the wild orange oil on so many things to take off the sticky things and take off tags, and then to scrub areas that are black that I can't get off. And the lemon, I don't know how many times I've left my washer and then not gotten the stuff into the dryer, and then it gets that mildew smell. Oh, gee, I've got to wash it all again. So I just throw in a few drops of lemon oil, and it will kill that mildew. You know, it's killing the mildew, and the smell is gone. So yeah, the oils. And then to know that doTERRA has laundry soap, and they have house cleaner, and they have hand soaps, and they have toothpaste that are safe. It just gives my heart happiness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I think it can be hard to pinpoint the cause for a lot of different illnesses, and even just things like allergies, you know, like the rate of people who are getting allergies is substantially increased, and there's not really a reason for it. But then when you consider all the different toxins and all the different things that you add to your body, there has to be a correlation, you know. And I think that a little more reading, a little more understanding, and caring more about your products, and not just like grabbing the cheapest thing you can at the dollar store, can really be impactful for your family. So yeah, that's really all that I have for you guys today. I will definitely be dropping the link for that website in the comments, because it is really cool to like type in a product and then see it appear if they've um, reviewed it, I guess you can say, and then what score it was given. And it got, you know, only I think 2% or something really small of the products and brands that they've graded got an A. Um, and they have everything broken down. So if you wanted to look for a new product and you're like, oh, I want a new, you know, toilet bowl cleaner, they have like breakdowns so you can look and make decisions that way, instead of the other way around where you're like reading a product and then trying to decide. You can look and say, oh, I want that product. Yeah, so that's kind of cool too. But thank you guys for joining us or watching this. I really think that I have a lot to learn about this. This is really just me scratching the surface, and I am really grateful to be on this journey of limiting chemicals and toxins, and I'm sure it won't be the last time we talk about it.